If you can't kill a boss, no reason why you can't look like one. Moogle putting the wow in transmogs.
For the shoulders, you're going to have to head over to Siege of Orgrimmar LFR version. Siegecrafter Black Fuse drops the Spaulders of the Shattered Veil, which of course is from Mist. So the shoulders, the gloves, and the belt are all from Siege of Orgrimmar LFR. The chest, Don Rodrigo's poncho, Battle of Mount Hyjal, as Galar is the boss, 24% on the drop rate for that chest piece. Moving on, we talked about the belt, Dragon Maw Emergency Strap, Siege of Orgrimmar LFR, the Fallen Protectors, 15% on the drop rate for the belt. Now we're going to move on to the legs, Ruthless Gladiators, Dragonhide Laggards, Cata PvP Vendor, which of course is located in either Stormwind or Orgrimmar. 3 marks of honor for the legs, regardless of the faction. Got a Night Elf dude showing the Wild Gladiators Boots of Victory. If you're Horde, you got to be a Warmonger. Go Warmongering if you're Horde. 2 marks of honor either way for the boots. The hands, Confident Grips, Siege of Orgrimmar LFR, Amalgam of Corruption, kind of a very, very Nyalotha name, 12% on the drop rate. And the back, Frostguard Drape, Wrath of the Lich King level tailoring. Check your local tailor, check your local auction house for that. Moving on to the last 2 pieces, the head, General Erodus's Tricorn, the Burning Throne Heroic, Admiral's Virax, and the weapon is a staff, Infernal Flame Staff from Blackrock Foundry. Even though this particular look isn't in season, it does have an RP value for druids. Of course, I'm talking about those kind of fall-looking shoulders, autumn-looking shoulders from Blackrock Foundry. Operator Thogard drops them at about a 14% drop rate. The chest, straight out of Ulduar. General Vezix drops the Vestments of the Blind Denizen. Kind of about a fair drop rate of 5%. You got to keep in mind, though, those numbers are bumped up significantly once Blizzard kind of does their magic and takes out the gold and changes how the things are dropped of outdated raids and dungeons. So keep that in mind. The belt, as you can see, I believe it's from Siege of Orgrimmar. The back, Oculus, of course, Wrath of the Lich King, Ancient Dragon Spirit Drape. Moving on to a Worgen. This looks pretty epic on a Worgen. Expedition Boots, which you really can't see on a Worgen. That's Karazhan, the BC version, various mobs, or you could buy it on the auction house. Kind of a fair drop rate, super easy to get there. We got wrist here instead of gloves. Bracers of the Broodmother from Ulduar. Razor Scale is the boss. Part of the same tier set as the robe or the chest piece. Now, the headpiece. Warmongering Gladiator's Helm. If you Horde, you got to go wild from your local WoD PvP vendor, 3 marks of honor. And the weapon is going to bring us to your current X-Pac, Battle at Dazzle-Ahar, Flame Fist, 8% drop rate for the Phoenix Fire Staff. Coldplay made the color yellow famous, and I think Druids might too. Mantle of Autumn, the Botanica. Lage is the boss. Lage, Lag. We'll just call him Lag. 20% on the drop rate from them. Burning Crusade Dungeon. To chest, Deep Earth Robes, Dragon Soul, LFR version. The Unsleeping dude, bring him some NyQuil, and got a 16% shot to get those, to get the robes and other stuff that you probably don't need. Girdle of the Grotesque. Basically, Dragon Soul LFR. Part of the same tier set as the chest, Haggard Stormbinder, 18% on the drop rate for those. The back is Bright Cloth Cloak, ties in very well with the shoulders. Vanilla level tailoring, check your local tailor, check your local auction house. Super easy to create, craft, or buy. Awakening Footfalls, Halls of Origination, which of course is a Wrath of the Lich King dungeon, but if I want to get it right, I'd say Cataclysm, so that's where you get that. Moving on to the wrist, Ravager's Wrist Wraps, Karazhan BC, Rokad the Ravager. Got a big Ravager theme there. The head, Unwavering Stare, Ulduar. Arya Stark is the boss. Well, not really, but that's what I'll call her. You could easily read who it is. 14% on the drop rate for the headpiece. And the weapon is straight out of Battle of Dazalahar, Rastari Punishers, or you can buy it on the auction house, either way. Here's a summary looking set, or maybe spring, so that would fit the season. Oathclaw Mantle, Hellfire Citadel Mythic, Zulhorak is the boss. One way or another, I'll get them right one day. Replica Feral Heart Vest, super easy to get out of the Dark Moon Isle. Baruma, 75 Dark Moon tickets. For the chest, which is, I believe, from Cata, believe it or not. I think that's when they implemented that into the game, which of course is a replica from vanilla pieces that were taken out. Nether Fiend Belt, Zuna. That's off of your invasions. It also drops in other zones, so check Wowhead for that. Replica Feral Heart Kilt, Dark Moon Isle, Baruma, 75 Dark Moon tickets. So the chest, as well as the legs, are from the Dark Moon Isle. We have a Lady Worgen showing, or really can't see it on her, Verdant foot pads, Strathholm, Stone Spine. You're looking at about a 35% drop rate for the boots. You can't obviously see on the Worgen. The hands, straight out of Siege of Orgrimmar, LFR. Galakras is the boss, 15% on the drop rate for the gloves. Moving on to our next piece, it is a Night Elf dude showing the back, Ivy Cloth Cloak, Stone Talon Mountains. Golden back is rare, you could farm it from or buy it on the auction house. Good farm rate at 22%, so you got a shot to get it there. Helm of Imagined Horrors, Hellfire Citadel Mythic, Shadowlord Iskar, decent drop rate. And the weapon, Siege of Orgrimmar LFR, Siege Crafter Black Fuse. This set isn't too difficult to get, and I think it does have a certain Druid RP value to it. Shoulder of Frost-Tipped Thorns, Icecrown Citadel Hero, 25-man, Prince Valinar, 16% on the drop rate for the shoulders. The chest, also keep it in Wrath of the Lich King, Dragon Blight, Kaluak, Quartermaster, those are the Walrus people, 20 gold and some rep to get the chest piece. The belt is Conductor's Multi-Pocket Girdle, of course, Blackrock Foundry, Operator Thogar, 18% on the drop rate for that particular belt. Moving on to the legs, Mind Expanding Leggings, Dalaran Wrath of the Lich King version, Kirin Tor Quartermaster rep and gold to get those legs. Moving on, we got a Worgen here looking pretty snazzy. Treads of Dismal Fortune, Trial of the Champion, various mobs there. That probably is your toughest piece to get, so you might want to look for some kind of brown boots, dark brown boots that are a substitute. Handguards of Winter's Respite, Icecrown Citadel, 25-man, Lord Marigar, 18% on the drop rate for the hands. I said wrist there, but it's really the gloves. Warp Raiders Eye Patch, Netherstorm. It's a Fell Reaver, but with a heart. Sounds kind of scary. And the back, Drape of Gathering Clouds, Heart of Fear, LFR, Blade Lord, Tyak. And the weapon is Black Hand's Doomstaff, Blackrock Foundry, Black Hand. Everything about this set, as far as the pattern and coloring, it all ties in very, very nicely. And you have representation from about 4 different xpacs. Let's get into it. Ravenwing Pauldrons, Old Hills Barrow Foothills, Basic Hills Barrow, Hills Brad Foothills. That's, of course, a dungeon for BC. You can do that once a day. If you have more than one cloth wearer, you could do it several times a day. So pretty decent drop rate there. The belt is probably one of the harder pieces to get. Throne of Thunder LFR, Twin Consorts, Girdle of Night and Day. That, of course, is a Druid tier belt from Mist of Pandaria. Now the legs are part of the same tier set from PvP as the chest. Wild Combatants, Dragonhide Laggards. If you're Horde, it'll be Warmongering, 3 marks of honor regardless of the faction. That's representation from Warlords of Draenor the Fun. The feet, speaking of Warlords of Draenor the Fun, probably one of the harder pieces in this set. Hellfire Citadel Mythic for the feet. It says 2 marks of honor, but that's wrong, and that's about a fair drop rate on those boots. The hands, Bare Mantle Paws, keep in mind this regular version of the Burning Throne, 12% drop rate for the hands. You're also going to find out that the headpiece is also from the Burning Throne. The back, super easy to get. It's Benthic Gear, 5 mana pearls. You also might get it as a World Quest reward, so that's pretty easy to get. Bare Mantle Headdress, the Burning Throne, Agrimar, fair drop rate. And of course, the weapon, once again, because we're looking at Mythic, a little bit harder, but not impossible. Decent drop rate, though. Once again, my name is Luxeley. Want to thank everybody for tuning in. We got plenty of Druid xmogs if you want to find a few more. Or, of course, I'll leave you with these final words. Whatever it is by you, whether it's morning, afternoon, like it is here, or night, make your day epic.